Hey guys, Nick from Tech. Welcome back. Well, today it's time to do another small upgrade to my office. And those of you who are familiar with my channel will know that it's been a couple of months since I did my last office upgrade. Those of you that haven't seen it, I'll stick a link for that up in the top right hand corner. So in the last office upgrade I did, I actually added in these two desks over on the right hand side just underneath the window. And that gave me a dedicated area so I could put my work laptop, and it also meant that I had the light behind the monitors so that when I was using video calls the webcam gave me a good all-round lighting. More recently I've added a small desk over on the right hand side here, which has allowed me to put a monitor on there which I can attach to my MacBook, which is my daily driver for things like emails and browsing the web. I've also used this desk for a little bit of top-down filming for when I did the cleaning your PC. The problem with this is that the actual camera wasn't very stable because it was on a scissor arm, and every time I jogged the desk the whole camera seemed to wobble. So I'm going to be replacing this with a Linman Desk which has got adjustable legs, so I can adjust the height depending on whether I want to do a filming sitting down or whether I want to film something standing up. I'm also going to be using this, which is a Bontec monitor arm mount, which is going to clamp to the desk, and I'm going to make a couple of modifications to this which is going to allow me to mount a ball joint on the end and a small GoPro camera, and this is going to give me a nice stable filming platform. Stick around guys, we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so there's the new desk. I've put it together and it fits in there quite nicely. I had to move my shelving unit a little closer to the door, which means it's going to cover up the light switch, but that's not the end of the world. I can clear the top shelf off so you can get to the light switch. So that's the desk as it's going to be sat in the main part of my office. The beauty about this is I'm going to be able to take it out and put it in the middle of the office so that I can do some top-down filming. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go about modding the monitor arm so I can now attach it to the desk, and I can also attach my GoPro to it so I can do some top-down filming. Okay, so that's the desk set up, and I've got it set up in front of me, and I've got the equipment on the desk that I'm going to use to actually make the camera mount. Like I said earlier, I'm actually using a Bontec monitor mount, which is going to be super sturdy, which means if I knock the table, it's actually not going to make the camera wobble too much. So I'm going to whiz down to the table, and we're going to go through what I've got and how I'm going to modify it to actually make it work. So what I have right here is the upright for the monitor mount. This is the portion that clamps to the desk, and you can see there's the big C clamp there. And what that's going to do is that's going to eventually clamp to the desk at the back here or at the front, depending on where I want to put it. So like I said, this is the standard monitor arm, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this off, and I'm going to be modifying this plate here so that I can actually attach something to it that's going to allow me to attach the camera to it. What I'll be doing is I'll be drilling a small hole through here, and I'll be adding through a bolt which is going to hold the mount which I'm going to use to attach the camera. So let's go and unbox what I'm going to be using. So this is a SmallRig ball mount for mounting a camera base plate 2. So what's going to happen is this is actually going to screw to the mounting plate, and then the camera screws into the bottom here. So what I've got here is the monitor arm, which I've already modified, and as you can see I've actually drilled a hole through the front where the VESA plate goes, and I've actually put in a screw which is going to allow me to mount the ball head to the end of the monitor arm. So let's go ahead and get that mounted right now. So there we can see, now we have the ball head attached to the end of the monitor arm, which is going to allow me to move this depending on where I want it, depending on what I'm filming from the top down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the vertical pole mounted to the monitor arm mounted to the vertical pole, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to this so that I can actually have a camera facing me as well as one that's shooting from the top. Okay, that's the upright pole mounted. Let's mount the arm. So there we can see it. I've got a nice stable platform for putting my GoPro on when I want to do some top-down shooting. Obviously I can move this arm up or down depending on what I want to actually do with it, but I've also got a little trick which I'm going to use for the vertical arm, pole, so I can actually mount my main camera looking at me, so I can look into the camera, and also I can have some top-down filming at the same time. So this is another SmallRig item. This is a clamping mount, which means I'm going to be able to clamp this to the main pole of the monitor arm And you'll see when I take it out of the case and when I take it out of the packaging, it's like a little jawed, a jawed mount, so I can use that to clamp onto the upright, and then I'm going to be able to attach my main camera mount to it so I can also look at the camera at the same time. And there we go. So we can see now we have two camera mounts. We have one looking straight at me, and we have the one that's going to be looking on the top down. So I'm going to go ahead and get this finished up, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So I finally got it finished. I had to wait a couple of days because I had to order the quad monitor arm from Bontec, because the single arm that I had just didn't have a tall enough upright for me to be able to mount the GoPro high enough so that it wasn't in shot for the main camera. So this is all set up now. I have my main camera looking at you, which you can see right now, and up top we can see I have the GoPro, which is filming down, which gives me a nice area to work on if I'm going to do anything like an unbox or a build guide or that kind of thing. So I'm just going to use my phone and take a quick video of the setup the way it is at the moment. That way you can kind of see how it looks from my point of view when I'm going to be making these videos going forward. I've also managed to add a little monitor onto the side of the desk so I can actually see what the GoPro camera is actually videoing on the table, which gives me an idea of how I'm actually going to frame a shot. So this is my main camera, and this is the one that I'm going to be using for doing the filming face to me. And up here we can see we've got the GoPro on the arm and the ball mount, which we looked at a little bit earlier on. We can see I've got a little monitor on the side, which shows me what I'm actually recording when I'm looking from the top down. So I just thought I'd do a quick update to this video. I wasn't initially happy with the way the GoPro arm was mounting onto the vertical by using the standard monitor arm. So what I've done is I've actually modified the monitor arm. So here's the camera and on the vertical, and you can see here's the GoPro, and I've actually shortened the monitor arm significantly, and I've taken one of the portions out so that it actually sits now kind of in the middle of the desk, which is kind of where I wanted it. You can also see the amount of space that I've got to work from on the desk here. I've just put a couple of little things on the borders of the GoPro field of view here, so you can see I've actually got quite a nice amount of room here that I can use for my top-down footage. Just thought I'd throw a quick video in here to show you how I've modified the monitor arm, because I wasn't happy with it initially. So this is the actual setup of the way it is now. So there we go, guys. That's this little mini project finished. So this has just basically been showing you how I've gone about moving my old desk out and building myself a new kind of workstation for doing builds and for doing some filming as well. I had to move a few things around in my office like I showed you earlier. So what I've done is I've actually gone ahead and I've moved my shelf unit over a little bit, and I've had a little bit of reorganization on there, as you can see here from the video. So in the top of it I've made myself a little charging station, and I've got all my consumables on the next shelf down, along with any bits of hardware and what have you on the next shelf down after that. It looks a little bit neater, and it also means I've got access to the light switch in my office. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button along with the bell notification to be notified when I put more videos up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.